sneeze. May start a live stream out with a sneeze. What is this? Oh, yes. I popped on here because I am a nervous wreck. Hang on. I dropped something. I've been working on some stuff. I do now have... Ow, my ear hurts. I do now have all... What the crap is going... Hang on, y'all. My hair. Y'all want to see how much my hair's grown? Ain't nobody in here. Is anybody going to show up? No. No, because I've been sick all week, so nobody cares about me. Look how much my hair's grown. I mean, it's a mullet still, but it's growing. It's a growing mullet. Be proud of my growing mullet. Hang on. Let's get my hair fixed, and we'll talk about the important things. You know... I don't think there's any help for it right now. It just, it is what it is. It's mullet, okay? Leave my mullet alone. Talk about my mullet. Okay, hang on. Let me get my whole thing. Hang on, I thought man, look how, look. Hang on, I thought I grabbed everything. I didn't. Let me grab it. Hang on. Oh my God. Okay. So the good news is that today the mailman finally showed up with... Hang me back up. Finally... See, Anchel? Hi, Anchel. Kitty. Okay, my mailman finally showed up today with everything I need to finish, I gotta fix my hair. To do something, to finally put together... Ashley, to finally put together my... I'm a mess tonight. To put together my buffalo, and I'll tell you why I'm a mess in just a minute. To put together my buffalo teeth and necklaces with the added charms and dangles and stuff, because I'm going to make them really pretty, because I'm going to put a pretty price on them. I'm hating my own hair. I'm sorry. Thyroid problems. Yeah, buddy. Okay, so I have been MIA because I went up and volunteered one... Wow, I got a little fruity fruit going on again up there. That's been a while since I've had that. Okay, so I volunteered... What day was it? I've lost this. This whole week was a... I can't remember. I volunteered to go up and help type the turkey recipes with the elementary kids. Hang on, I gotta move again. My curio's gone. Hang on, let me show you. Hang on, it's gone. And that's a Christmas wreath that I'm gonna revamp, and it hasn't spoken to me yet. Where's everything else that I picked up? Dad burned it, Elvis. Okay. Anyway, so I went up, and then I have a challenge for you. Will you do that? You have what? I have a challenge. Wait, what? Okay, listen. You can't repeat yourself, because if you repeat yourself, it shows that you have a low IQ. And if you have a low IQ, I'm not going to do a challenge, because then you're going to make me look like I have a low IQ. So either you're going to have to ask your challenge in an appropriate manner with appropriate grammar and nice words, or you're going to have to shut up. I'm in one of them moods. Anyway, so I got the stuff in. Ever since I monetized, YouTube just slings you up against the wall like spaghetti to see what sticks. But the shameful thing is that you're stuck there sometimes with people that's been stuck there for 7 or 8, sometimes years, forget months, years, and they're very bitter and condescending and rotten people at that point, and they don't know how to behave online, and it's a pain in the butt. But anyway, you know something? I'm a retired parole officer. I used to supervise murderers. I'm used to bad behavior. We're gonna roll with it, because I got good mods, and they'll get you out of here. Anyway, the mailman finally got the rest of my jewelry items in, so that I can finish my buffalo teeth necklaces with all the dangles and earrings. And if anybody says, why is she making buffalo teeth? Listen, Linda, I know I'm Scots-Irish because I look like it. Okay, I look like my father. But I'm also Cherokee, and I have a lot of friends in a lot of tribes, and we are trying to keep the art and stuff alive. That soap, Ashley. Oh my God, that soap is amazing. That honey, whatever honey soap. The Spritz stuff is really nice too. I mean, I'm not knocking the Spritz stuff. I wish the bottle was bigger, but it was like a trial thing for me, so it's fine. I'm completely fine with it. But that soap is a chunk of big bar soap, and I freaking love it. And it lathers so good. I keep rotating and putting in my little lather pouches. That soap is so good, and my elbows have never looked so good. It's just very nice. So I'm going to be doing, volunteered. I typed turkey recipes from pre-K kindergartners, 1st to 2nd grade, some of which concern me greatly. I'm not even gonna lie about that. Hey, Margaret. It's me again, Margaret. Are you naked? And Ray Stevens. I love Ray Stevens. So I did that all day, and I just didn't feel good. But then the next day we had like 40-mile-per-hour winds, butthole blow, cold in a well digger's butt in January. And my legs went, ain't working. I ran into every wall. I could barely get, I mean, it was just, well, y'all saw the video. The next day I felt better, and I went up there and was like, I'm going to try to do this again. Did a little bit, and was able, I think I was able to do almost 4 hours. And I said, y'all, I'm done. I'm going to go. My body's, it's struggling. And y'all can tell I'm still struggling from my eyes. They're still kind of swollen. Whew. I mean, they're really swollen. I am really swollen right now. We'll just say that. But I'm finally starting to feel better. I'm still like slightly off when I'm walking and I start to take a turn. It's like the signal either gets her too early or too late, and I like run into the door frame or run into the wall. But it is what it is. I have this disorder. It's like MS. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's irritating. And this week it was just a pain in the butt. I did not have good days. There were 2 days that I literally broke down into tears from just the freaking pain, where I had not had such discomfort hit me so immediately. But I got through it. I got through it. I'm tough as nails. I'm tough as a pine nut. I got through it. Oh boy, but I don't want to do it again anytime soon. But it's already snowed here. It snowed here the night before last. Yeah, it snowed here night before last. I think it did it. Did it again last night? A little bit? Anyway, night before last, it did quite a bit. I hate snow. I swear, mark my word, we're going to have an ice storm this year. There's something in my bones saying ice storm. Ice storm. It's going to happen. Anyway, I wanted to get on here and say that, did you get snow? Oh, yeah, my black Jeep was white. And I was like, we can stop the snow now. I hate snow. I know I live on the crag of the mountain where we are an eternal snow globe. And I know y'all have seen me when there's nothing on my radar and I'm sitting in front of these kitchen windows and it's just pouring. I know y'all know that I live in a very weird weather place. It's like the triangle place in Alaska. It's just weird things happen. But I'm not ready. Well, I'm ready for this winter. But then after this hit, I thought, am I really? Because I was going in thinking, oh, I'm doing so much better. I've lost all this weight. I'm doing all this muscle training and re-strengthening. And I'm just so great. And then it kicked my butt thoroughly, ruined my week. But my mama was like, here, take my laptop, because my laptop died a very painful death not too long ago. So my mom was like, take my mini laptop, so I have to type like this. But it's okay. It's okay. So I've got the last of them to finish, and I'm going to send to him here in a minute. I've been typing all day. She got them to me late last night, and I said I'll type them tomorrow. I've been typing all day. And then I had to take a break. And I wanted to show you some stuff, because I noticed I've been busy this week and I haven't been able to do anything. And I finally got the curio out of here. I'm going to be able to put my plant thing up. I'm going to be able to streamline my crafting. I'm already getting stuff packed for David for Grinchmas. He has decided that these 2 Arctic foxtails, that for some reason the guy that tandem stitched them together, I don't know why he stitched them together, but he stitched them together right there. I don't know why. I happen to think I look like Sam Elliott in Mask, but maybe I don't. I don't know. It's gonna be a bad winter, yeah. The squirrels are already fat as mud, and horses have already got their undercoats on. It's just like in the stashes that the squirrels have already put up, and the acorns. The hogs are going crazy over the acorns. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Somebody's little potbelly pig got loose the other day, and it literally was like on the verge of attacking them because it had found a stash of acorns, and it was like, "You ain't gonna take me back in the house. I'm eating these acorns." And it was like a docile, domesticated pig, and it was about to cut a shine on her, and I was like, "Yeah, it's gonna be a bad winter." So listen to your animals. So I get to use this on to make a gnome. I'm going to make 2 gnomes. So it'll have this real, and this is Arctic Fox. This is from our trapper friend that we do barter trade with and stuff because he likes some of the colors we have down here. I can talk, and we like the colors he has up there. We got this foxtail in the mix. It's not one of our favorites, but I may do something with it. I haven't figured it out yet. Yes, I just laid all that on my kitchen table. Listen, ain't nothing gonna kill me. I licked the salt licks with the cattle when I was a kid. So how big are my gnomes gonna be? Well, you saw how big that one gnome was gonna be. These are 2 more that are gonna have those big Arctic fox bears. These suckers are heavy. Okay? These suckers are heavy. So shipping is going to be, if they go on Etsy, shipping is going to be outrageous, and you're going to have to really want this thing. Hoping they sell a Grinchmas for David, because David has had a slow year because I've been sick and he's not been able to really go as many places. And then he came up from, he did a wander through the backfields of that big farm, and he came up with this. This is a sacrum. And it's like, if I'm correct, it's like the very last bone on a horse or cow or 4-legged animal's spine, and that everything branches out from the nerves, run through, yada yada yada. I don't know what I'm going to turn it into. I've run around all day. I'm Batman, but I'm Batman. But he doesn't think that's funny. I don't know what I'm going to turn it into. It's got a hole through the bottom, so there's you have to really think. I could fill that in and make it something pretty. Or I could weave something through it, or I don't know. It's going to have to talk to me for a while. I haven't made my mind up. But it is like 10 years bleach dried. It's been back there forever. So I'm going to probably soak it in my special mixture and whiten it up. But I'm not going to do much else besides that because everything's dead on it because it's been out there for so long. And then let's see. Hey, stop it. Stop fighting. Hey, stop it. I have another one of these somewhere, and I don't know where it is, and I'll have to find it. But I have another one. I'm thinking about taking one of these, building it up to here, putting them arms, and then like a little flower arrangement around them, making them, and doing the snowman, the glue fabric, old-timey snowman, making him look like he's stuck in the bucket with either a tree or flowers, and put a top hat on him. And then I've got a milk jug. Where did that other thing go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Holy Mother, it's hiding from me. Well, wherever it rolled to, it rolled really good. And then I've got a huge white sign right here. Ow, 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 ow. And I've got a Fox metal tin thing. It's still in plastic, and it's got the holes, and I've got the black pretty edges that the little delicate edges that go around them that are really pretty. So I got putting that on there, antiquing it, and then doing fox tracks across it, putting a hanger on it. Oh gosh, and then I've got 5 gazillion necklaces to make. I've got a bunch of earrings too. I've got some resin art to do, and I've got some more ornaments to do. And until I get this done, I can't put up any of my Christmas crap. Okay, here's something that I'm struggling with because I found this. I like it. Sometimes you'll find these and they'll have a split right here, be a U. Those are oil lamp holders. This is just a shelf. I painted it white. No, I didn't paint the back. I'm not going to waste. No. They're never going to see it. I'm thinking about putting a canvas of a bear here and then antiquing and doing bear tracks, or doing a thing of fur here that looks kind of like a cow. That doesn't, I mean, imagine with me here, okay? And then decoupaging Highland cows around it and on it. I don't know what I'm going to do. This is really, I'm struggling because I'm struggling. I'm struggling. Yeah, I'm struggling. So if you have like a huge idea with this, let me know. Hang on, I've got to get caught up because I wasn't reading. I'm sorry. I was just talking away. Just blah, 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 blah. Did you say Satan? Hello, Satan. Hey, listen. Somebody got timed out. Somebody's been a bad boy. You're getting a lump of coal in your stocking. Oh, my God. My hair, as you've noticed, always goes up. If I'm going somewhere and I want to fix it and I fix it, I'm okay with it. But as soon as I get home, it goes right back up. So it's just like one of those things. I try to deal with my hair, but I had another big bone thing in here I was going to show you, but I think David wandered off with it. Dadgummit. And then I found this spindle, and so I thought I might make a little tiny, my words, use your words, a little tiny snowman spindle. Spindle snowman. Snowman spindle. Spindle snowman. What does it matter? Anyway, and then this jar, I'm going to fill it with polyfill, a little bit of fake snow and polyfill. And then I'm going to paint eyes and a carrot nose and a dot mouth, and then turn this into a hat and put a wire thing around there and then put lights in him so it lights up. Unless he speaks something else to me before then. God knows that could happen. Stranger things have happened. Oh, let's see. I thought I had something else. That makes me so mad. Oh, David got some garment quality because when he switched jobs, the garment quality stuff he had to send out because he did not have time to do it. So he's got a box. It's a small box, but it's a box of fur here. It's just the few things that he had to send off when he switched jobs because he knew I'm not going to have time. That's the only box we've got done this year, which is amazing because it's been the slowest fur year ever, and that's sad. It is picking up phenomenally. It just started. Trapping season just started. He's going to try to do some video. I think he's going to try to do some video today while he was out. I don't know. We don't talk a whole lot. Like, he passes, I pass. I'm in the back hallway. He's in the first hallway. He does his thing. I do my thing. And then I go, excuse me, if you want groceries, you need to give me some money to split the grocery bill. And that's about all we do. We get along fine. But like, we've been married for 22 years. We had a really rough year last year, and we're just still kind of going, which direction are we going? Wait, I don't know. But in the words of my granddaughter, Anna, that's how I feel. She's teasing right now. So I actually had to behave that way to him today. I pulled an Anna. I was like, listen, I can't help it. I just had to say it. Oh, I have another little stump for another little tiny gnome. I've got so much crap on my table. My house is not dirty, but where I've got my craft stuff piled, like, I swept and mopped and folded. I did my laundry today, and I've done laundry, and it's just like, I've got to get through these freaking piles of crap to get it boxed and ready for Grinchmas, to get it out of my way so that David has it ready to go. If you think I'm opening that door right now, you are you timed that one plumb wrong, son. Don't look at me like that. Anybody want a dog? So, good God, I would get you a doggy door, but then every goddamn raccoon and possum in the neighborhood would be in my house. Hang on, the dog's got to pee. Enjoy the lights that are flashing. I'll turn off the lights for a minute. You can see it. Hey, I'm going to bust your heart in. You're going to freeze your butt off. Look at my lights in my curio. Aren't they pretty? Aren't they pretty? I got lights everywhere. Mostly because I'm a retired parole officer and I know where I can hide and then I can see you go through my home. Let's see. Let me catch up with this. I'm going to have to let him right back in anyway, so it's just one of those things. Mackenzie. I don't know what that is. So I don't know if I want to do that or not. But how freaking famous and like rich is that? This is horrible. I think this is the first time I've ever said this in my life. How rich and famous is that Haktua woman? I say stupid crap all the time, but it doesn't stick. Hello, YouTube. Pay attention. I say stupid stuff all the time. It should like be at the top of the charts. Apparently they don't listen to me. They really should. They really, really should. I mean, I have some woohoo. Is this girl stuff? Well, it's not really girl stuff. I was showing fur and stuff, and I was talking about what I was going to do. Let me tell you something that I am super nervous about right now. Because, you know, I'm like a geek, and I read all about the natives because of I have it's Cherokee and Lenape, but I have a lot of friends in different tribes, especially Sioux and Navajo. And so I was scrolling through an auction site that is pretty doggone cheap today, and I was like, that is a Sioux ceremonial hide painting. And it said on deer, and I was like, that's not deer. That is either a medium-sized elk or a baby bison, because the pictures were not that great. Okay, doing the best I can. Pictures were not that great. Nobody had noticed it because they said it was on deer. Nobody noticed it. There's only 3 people that's noticed it, so only 2 other people but me. I know what that's worth. I know how special that is. And it has like 2 hours and 45 minutes left, and I'm a nervous wreck. I did a max bid, which means I'll be 10 pounds senior at the end of the week because I ain't going to be eating. But that is history. They only did them in ceremonial tents, ceremonial huts, ceremonial teepees, chief teepees, and now artists keep it going, but that one had age on it. That one had age on it. Like if you know fur and you know how it looks after its age, that one had some age on it. So I was like, I want it. Couldn't find Dave to say, do you want to go in on this with me? So I called my dad, and he's like, heck yeah. And I was like, cool beans. So I bid, and I'm sitting here going, oh my God, what have I done? Oh my God, I hope I get it. So that's, to me, it's like history. Will I be able to part with it? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I have another quilt top done. I'm a very active, constantly doing something woman, but I won't, there are certain things I won't do unless I'm happy. I won't weave unless I'm terribly happy. That's why poor Colin is waiting for his final one to get done so I can pack them all. But I won't weave dream catchers unless I'm terribly happy, because I know you put yourself in them, and I don't want to send somebody my bad day. Quilting, it doesn't seem, the beauty is in the fabric and the pattern. It doesn't really seem to hold energy the way the other stuff does. So I quilt all the time. So I have a quilt top. Mom's super busy. She's doing Christmas stuff, so I'm not going to go down there and drive her little quilting machine. I'm just going to pay the lady that lives three doors down the road to do it for me. She does a really good job, because I hate, unless I'm on one of those really good machines, to do that. But then I hate binding. I hate doing the binding. And I know some people go, that's the easiest part. Not for me. My hands don't work that way anymore. I hate binding. So I'm doing mostly bone work this week. I've got a bunch of bones due in the 4th sterilization bath. I'm going to be doing a lot of necklaces and a lot of earrings, possibly even some hair bows. I'm getting kind of out there, I know. Then I've got my buffalo teeth stuff I've got to do. I've got gnomes. I've got that sacrum that I'm going to have to find something to do with. I don't know. I've got old-timey vintage snowmen coming that are going to blow your mind. I hope so. I hope they blew my mind. I hope they blow your mind. I've got those coming. And I've just got a lot of weird new stuff that is kind of more vintage and more artistic, less prefab, more nature, more I made this, more I had to search the pieces out and make this. I've also saved like 4 tubs to turn into birdhouses because apparently I'm on a birdhouse kick right now. I have no idea what that's about. Anyway, hi Zipper Girl, how you doing? Well, I would hate for somebody to follow me around with a camera because I'd pick my nose too. Honest to God, if you watch my YouTubes, I probably pick my nose in my YouTubes. Y'all know the crap I do on here because I'm trying to normalize being normal because we haven't normalized being normal. We think that everybody lives like they do on Instagram. No, we don't. No. Absolutely not. When I had food poisoning from that sweet tea last week, let me tell you what, I don't care who heard how much I was fussing about what was happening to me. But I was telling anybody who listened because it was disgusting and I was upset. And y'all, you just sometimes got to tell people about these things. Sometimes you just got to tell people about crap. Quite literally, you just got to tell them about crap. Do you know that I saw a bird? It was one of those bird of paradise, not a plant. It was actually one of those bird of paradise. It was taxidermied. I don't think it's legal. I think it was like predated the domestication and foul law, so it could be sold. But I was like, I ain't playing that game. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. I've been doing a lot of taxidermy and hide and pelt. I don't know why. And I'd been doing a lot of native stuff, digging online. But yeah, I knew when I saw that, I knew what it was because my little Curtis, my little friend, that makes all my stuff for me, I knew exactly what that was because they celebrate those artists. And some of them go for thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Most of them go for like $300 to $700, and I was like, I just want it. Like, I just want it. Will I part with it? I don't know. But, oh, my God, it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. Did you see where Jelly Roll fell on stage? Honey, I would just sit there and go, enjoy it, take pictures, watch me try to get up, make you some money, send it to America's Funniest Home Videos. Seriously, make a buck off of me if you can. I would have been like, milk it for all it's worth. I'm just one of those people. I'd be like, just, hey, take it for all it's worth because that was freaking funny. Like, I'm okay. As long as I'm okay, you do what you need to do. Well, heck, even if I'm not okay, laugh, then let me, and then go make you money. But I'm just one of them people. I'm just one of the people. Oh, Lord. So, but I wanted to hop on here and tell y'all what's going on. I did get very sick. Then the weather change, which put me into tremendous flare. I'm starting to feel better, but let me tell you what, my shin bones and my nerves and my knees have never hurt like this with the first cold snap. And I'm afraid we're in for a very horrible winter here. And oh my God, I don't even want to think about that because this was the first year I was not scared of winter in like a decade because of my disorder. And now it's like it scared the crap out of me for the last couple of days. And I love to go up in the office and volunteer because I like to be around people and kind of feel like I'm part of a crew again. I love the banter and they're just great people up there and it's just fun. And I know they get overrun sometimes and they had some staffing issues with some health issues and I was not like surgical health issues. And I was like, hey, I'll help. I'll come up there. It's that like a half to a quarter mile. I'll be right there. I don't like to drive any further than that, but I was like, I'll be right there. And then I just couldn't. I told her, my body's not working. And I said, I'm afraid because she runs a newspaper office. I was like, I'm afraid I'll trip over something, hurt myself. And then I don't want to do that to you. And then so I was like, I'll type it from home. Laptop died. Like, apparently had signed a DNR 5 years ago. They didn't tell me. So he just went out. And so mom said I can borrow her little laptop. So I've been typing the rest of these pre-K, kindergarten, second, yeah, all through second grade turkey recipes on this little laptop, like, and it's okay, it works, and I'll get it done. But I prefer going in and using, like, having the big screens and the big, and you can see. And so I've been doing that. Literally, the house, I've done big stuff that I needed to get done as my legs got better. But I've just kept the dishes washed, bathroom clean, and vacuum mopped, and been like, hey, listen, the piles, I know what's in the piles. Leave the piles alone. Don't touch the piles, because the piles are the craft, and I know where the crafts are. And if you touch the piles, then you screw me up, and it's going to take me longer. So don't do it. So I will get this. We do have a Temu haul coming tomorrow. It's a 2-bagger, 3-bagger, 4-bagger. 2 to 4, depending. I think one of those is just my pina colada hydration mix from Amazon. So we'll let that one go. But we've got stuff. So we got Temu haul tomorrow. I know I haven't had Temu haul in a while, but I'm kind of getting away from them, guys. I'm sorry. But I did find some really cute Montessori baby educational toys, and I said, I'm Grandma Isby. My name's Elizabeth. They call me Isby. I'm Grandma Isby. I'm Grisby. And I was like, hey, Grisby's got to buy that. Grisby's got to buy that. Grisby got to get that. And I got it. And it's like a little computer that, it's not like a little computer, but it's like a little computer. And they can stick the card in it, and it has the picture, and it has the spelling, and it says like dog, D-O-G, dog. Take that card out, put another card in. And my daughter has worked with them. They're so far ahead of where they should be. And so I'm pretty sure she can teach them how to do that. And I'm like, let's get them ahead of the curve. My mother was a teacher. She was an educator. I went to college classes with her when I was 10. I was always told how smart and bright I was. I did a paper my sophomore year in high school that talked about how Lord Alfred, Lord Tennyson, and the Lady of Shalott was very much like Queen's. Is this the world we created? Because much like Queen's world that they had created, the Lady of Shalott had created her own world, which ultimately caused her demise because it basically made her unable to find love, because if she found love, it would kill her, because she had set herself up for demise, for defeat. And in this world, we have done the same thing. And my sophomore teacher was like, where did that come from? And I was like, well, when you're feeding the horses and mucking out stalls, you think. And when I was in college, I mucked out 32 stalls a day, so I thought a lot. So I've been told several times in the last year I need to write a book. I would love to, but my hands and my body, maybe one day we'll get there. I don't know. Right now, I was just ecstatic to volunteer and be useful. Oh, I hear my dog. Hang on. I'm slow, so bear with me. This weather's killing me. Literally. Ow. I about stumbled. Get in here. Hey, you don't have to throw a fit. You want a treat? Okay, go eat your treat. Go be a good boy. Go on. Go eat your treat. Go be a good boy. Now, I can't open David's mail, but if I'm pretty sure... What did you lose it under? You lost it under that rug. You have to move the rug. Any other day you'd move the rug. Go ahead and get it. My dog is a 3-year-old. He's actually, shush it up. He's actually almost 12, but he acts like a toddler. If what's in that box is in that box, which I'm not opening David's mail anymore. We're still not there. I'm not going to open his mail. But I think it's like a piebald deer. You can't kill albino because they ain't got no camouflage. That ain't fair. That's the law. You can't kill albino. But you can harvest piebald. And this guy that, his brother, I used to work with his brother. His brother was the captain of one of the jails that I was the institutional parole officer of. But just, when I say stuff like that, and then I remember what I used to do, and I'm sitting here talking, just explaining, it makes me feel so funny. Anyway, he got that piebald deer and brought it for David to do. David fleshed it, did a really good job, but then switched jobs and said, I want this done excellent. So I sent it to his buddy in Iowa. Oh, gosh, see my brain. Anyway, I'm excited to see it. David, I know, is super excited because the skin is so thin and so beautiful. So if that's what's in that box, I will definitely be showing y'all that tomorrow. Also, David's channel is starting back up. Trapper Dave Waters. It is officially trapping season. He is the hog hunting out the wazoo, and what he's doing is there's a list of senior citizens and families that can pay the fee to have it butchered, but can't, for some reason, can't hunt, can't have a weapon. So when he pops 3 or 4, he puts them on the trailer because the farm guys like kill as many as you can because they're killing his acreage. I mean they just are destructo mongo. And he takes it to the slaughterhouse, to the butcher, and the people are called. They go down the list, and first one that comes, gets it, buys it, picks it up, and they have meat for the winter. We do this here all the time. It's a regular thing, and the freaking hog numbers have got to lower because they're ruining the land. They're ruining everything. Hogs are just, as Steve Irwin would say, the worst things ever. My son actually wrote Steve Irwin about hog hunting, and Steve Irwin sent him back a whole package of stuff. And then when Steve Irwin died, my house mourned for months. It was, my son just worshipped that man. Anyway, I'm so glad to beat up Mickey. I had days this week where I cried from the instantaneous pain from the nerves and tendons and joints. And it hit so hard, and hadn't done that in a while, and it scared the crap out of me because I was like, I can't do another winter like this. On the good side, I've got the paperwork started to switch to the better doctor, and I find out on 12/12 if I get to keep Theodore the Tyrant Thyroid or if he has to make a dramatic exit. I'm okay either way at this point. I can't feel any worse if they take it out. The medicine will work just as fine. So this is my life either way. Just do I want him to cause me problems every few weeks? Theodore, you've been warned. That's just where I'm at. So I'm doing better, but I'm really excited about this auction I found, and it's, I watch a lot of auction sites that do native stuff. I watch a lot, and I don't bid very much because it's just normally not in my pocketbook to be able to. But when I saw this and I knew what it was, and I knew how important it was, and I knew it was a piece of history, and I knew it was something that was used in like a chief or communal important manner, I was like, they don't know what they have. They don't even have it labeled right. And I thought this might be my one chance to own one of these things, to have this in my home. And I'm poor as podunk, and I probably won't be able to keep it long, but just to be able to have that part of history for 5 minutes would be just absolutely amazing. Thank you, Oscar, for getting a drink right now. It's a lovely noise. So I'm very excited about that. But the craft cabinet is gone. Craft cabinet gone. That is a new Christmas wreath, an old-timey Christmas wreath that I'm looking at, kind of going, what do you want to be when you grow up? Gonna redo it soon. We got a lot of stuff coming up. One of the things I'm really excited about is I've got to assemble all those necklaces, most likely tomorrow evening or Monday morning. I've got to go to the grocery store. I'd rather take a beating than go to the grocery store. You have no idea, but I've got to go to the grocery store. I'll have the typing done tonight, so that's not a worry. But I just got a lot going on. But this whole week is going to be craft. And then time out, Thanksgiving. And then craft. That's what's going to be. So I'll be in and out. I know that it's a busy week and y'all won't be able to always be here with me. If you will just come through and do a thumbs up. I am now monetized. David pays for the internet. He pays for my phones. He pays for all this crap. He pays for my craft stuff. So when I make stuff and he's basically bought it all, unless I'm really in love with it, I give it back to him for him to recoup some money because he is, we don't fuss. We don't fight. We have been married long enough. We know that we could probably work this out, but we are in a really, really funky place right now. I'm not even going to lie. I love the man to death, but I had to stop there because, YouTube get me. But I love the man to death, but this is a struggling year and I know it's because of my health and because this is now the children are gone, their families have started, and they're both we don't have a lot of contact because of distance and issues. We don't have a lot of contact. And it's very hard on us. I do better because I have more time to video call, but with his work schedule, he doesn't because the babies are asleep by the time he gets home. And so he's just cut off, and he is really struggling. And then he was struggling with my health, and then he's struggling with a new job, and he took a pay cut to take this job to get away from drug use at a factory that would not correct it. You shouldn't have to work in those circumstances. And so he's been really frustrated, and he's trying really hard. He's trying really hard to make his own way. And I respect that. I respect that. And I'm trying really hard to make my own way right now. And just to say, if we're not better together, that's okay. Mom and dad are getting to the age where I'm probably going to be down there a lot anyway. I'm going back down there next month. Matthew's going to take a break. I'm going to be back down there next month. I'm going to stay. I'm going to go to my endocrinologist appointment with Mom, do Mom's Hobby Lobby, Ollie's routine, all that crap. And I'm going to stay and visit. And we're going to do Christmas movies and Christmas cookies and Christmas crafts. And it's just time for me to spend more time down there. Just age, health, checking in on them. And, I'm probably they're healthier than I am, but it's my job, so I need to be able to do it. So there's a possibility that I may end up back down there when all this Irwin and Newport, Tennessee, and Northwestern North Carolina is figured out. I don't know. So we're just kind of taking it day by day, and that's what I've told everybody. I've had to contact God, Jesus, and everybody to tell them that. And we're just taking it day by day. But we're not hostile or anything. We just know that this year has changed things. And the climate with the loss of the kids, especially Haley being all the way almost to Florida, and the twins, it's just hard. It's just hard because you went from having this warm, happy home to nothing, except for a wife that's about dead every 3 months. And I scared him a lot this last year. I scared myself a lot this last year. So we're just trying. We're trying. Oh yeah, the caregivers. It's hard, and you develop a lot of issues yourself, and you have to make sure that you register with a lot of places so that you can get somebody in there to help you, so you can take breaks and take care of yourself. And Mom took care of Granny, and so yeah, it's just. But I'm not going to let a stranger take care of them. So I'm going to have to find a way to get Mom down the stairs to the quilt room without going down the stairs, because if she can't quilt, the world will end. Dad, I just can taxidermy the back end of a mule and paint a mural on the wall of a big field with furrows, and then put a harness on the back end of that mule and put the harness straps on his shoulders and put him on a treadmill, and he'll think he's plowing all day, and he'll just go. Just go. That'd be easy. That'd be easy. Get him one of them little fake tractor driving things that goes on the screen, and he thinks he's driving his tractor. That'd be easy. Mom will be the one, because she is constantly busy and constantly making. She's constantly creative, and that worries me. So, but both of them are spry young chickens, if you ask me. So, but I do know that I need to be more aware and more watchful. So that's on me when I'm trying. Yeah, I was that person. Is it Samson? I'm blind. Is it Samsonite or yeah? I was that person because I was the stronger, and so I was called on for that a lot too. But I ruined my back with cattle and sheep and horses all way before that. That's probably why I am so pitiful right now. Yes. But my blood pressure stayed good. I'm not sleeping well because of the discomfort in the legs. So I am sleeping a lot when my body will let me sleep. So if you don't see a lot of me, just know I'm catching naps, because if I don't sleep, then we start having organ shutdown problems and bladder issues, and it's not good. So I will be sleeping when I can sleep. But when I'm awake and I'm doing something, I will be here with you all to show you what I'm doing, because if I'm here and awake, I will share my time with you because I know you're excited about what I'm doing. I am so super stinking excited about these snowmen. I've never done one, and it may turn out to be the crappiest thing I've ever done. But I'm excited, and I thought the mushrooms, I've had so many compliments on them stinking mushrooms from my nurses and stuff, and I'm like, they're fake. And they're like, what? They're fake. They're egg cartons. Oh, and then I found those Jiffy starter seed starters, and I thought, ooh, you can make some pretty fake mushrooms with those. But the painting and the drying, and I have to get all this straightened up and done before I can commit to something that takes that long again. So, well, my granny lost her husband. I was 10 months old when he passed away. He had one of the first really bad spiderweb brain tumors in our area. So it was bad. So he was diagnosed, and with 3 months he was gone. It was hard on everybody. Granny lived 45 years without him. Never remarried. He's the love of her life. I've got a picture of him over there with a bobcat. He was a good man. His name was Dolphin. They called him Dop. His mother's name was Florida. His father's name was Juber. I feel lucky I ended up with Elizabeth, let's just say. But he was a good man. And I know he loved me. I have pictures of him holding me. I know he loved me. But I didn't get to know him. But I played his fiddle when I was a teenager, and I feel like I got to know him through playing his fiddle and playing the songs that he played and playing the songs that he loved. I've got cassette recordings of him playing. He took Mom to the Grand Ole Opry when she was little, and she got everybody's autograph, and he just made things possible, and he wanted you to love stuff and to explore your passions. And I love playing the fiddle. I don't know if my hands could do it anymore. I can play fiddle, mandolin, alto sax, clarinet. I can chord just about anything to put in my hands. But as far as playing, alto sax is where I shine because I was in band for so long. But I do play the fiddle quite a bit. I miss it. I played it in church a lot. I miss it. Was I very good? Well, it depended on what night and how much homework I was doing in the back pew at church and how devoted I was. But I always did enjoy playing. Dad had a radio show here, and I played on the radio. This is why I'm on YouTube. I've never been embarrassed to just get up and do anything for anybody. And if I fail, well, at least I did it. So, at least I did it. But when she passed away, I had such a sense of peace because she had missed him for so long. I knew that now that they were together. And I immediately I was sad because I was going to miss her, but I'm only going to miss her for a short while. So I was like, she's where she needs to be. She's where she's wanted to be for 45 years. She's missed that man so long, and I am not going to dare sit here and be selfish and think I want her back because she's happy. She's not in pain. She's not old anymore. She's not bedridden anymore. And she's where she's supposed to be. And when we buried her, Mom was really upset. And I said, Mom, be happy for Granny. And she said, why? And I said, because for the first time in 45 years, her body is where it's supposed to be, physically resting beside her husband. And it made her look at things a little different. So I'm very comfortable talking about death. I have about kicked it several times. I felt like I was packing a bag to go somewhere where I couldn't remember it, but I knew I went and I liked it. Does that make sense? Like you're packing a bag, you know you're getting ready to go somewhere and you're excited to go because you know you like it, but you can't really remember why you liked it. That's how I felt. Every time they told me my numbers were really bad in the hospital and that I need to tell my family, that's how I felt. So I don't really have a huge big fear about death. I know some deaths are, just the act of it can be quite an impact and not pleasant. But I believe in those instances that God probably snatches you up before you have to go through that. So that's just my belief. Me and him talk about that a lot. So that's just where I am on that. But yeah, It's been a rough week on me. I've definitely had to deal with, I know I'm healthier. I know I've lost all this weight, but I'm still going to have these issues. Okay, so now we get to that better doctor and we say, how do we combat these bigger issues without, because I'm one of those, I'm allergic to everything. I won't take the big meds. I'm allergic to everything. And I'm just sitting here going, how do we help me? Because I literally have so few options because of allergies and issues. I'm a freaking unicorn. I will have a paradoxical reaction to every medication. And I'm just lucky the thyroid medicine's working. See, Ashley, see, it's so sad that you lose people, but then there are little blessings and miracles, and they give you little hints. And it's like, saw that, I caught that. You know, Granny, she wasn't gonna. I told Mom, I said she's not gonna pass away while she's on hospice in your home. I said she's not gonna go on your watch. I said you're gonna have to tell her it's okay for her to go. And Mom had to have a knee replacement. If she didn't do it, they were not going to be able to do it because the bone was receding so bad. And I said, Mom, you've got to have your knee replacement. You've got to. So we put Granny in a very good nursing home, just right down the hill. It was very close. Great people. The nurses were wonderful. And I think within like the third or fourth week, Granny just passed in her sleep. Pleasant. They said she was the most pleasant woman, and she was. She was pleasant. You know, she would go on her quilt and pick out the corners that were not like exactly 90 degrees and be like, and run her hand around the seam because she loved to sew. And I would get a kick out of that. But the nurses, when mom got there, because Mom followed the hearse up the hill, they had wrapped her in her favorite quilt and prettied her up and wrapped her in her favorite quilt and prepared her for Mom to see her before they loaded her. And then Mom followed to the nursing home just to make sure. She wanted to make sure that there were no markings on the body and everything was good, because the previous nursing home had been very, let's just say, I had some talk with the Tennessee State Board of Health, and I have pictures and I have a statute of limitations that will most likely never end because of the constant changes in that area, that business. I'm a stinker. I'm a smart stinker. So and she was healthy. She was fine. They had taken such good care of her. She was hydrated. She was good. It was just her time to go. And she went in her sleep. And I'm here to tell you, I know, just as I know the good Lord came to get her, I know Papa was right there beside him. You know, and you can't tell me otherwise. I won't believe you, because I know it in my heart. And so I don't know. I'm very easy to talk about death. It happens to everybody. It's the most natural thing that you're going to do, secondary to being born. So why be scared of it? But you are, at the time of birth, you had over 400,000 options of who God chose to put on this earth. And for some reason, he chose each of us. We are 1 in 400 and something thousand options at conception. Isn't that amazing? He put us all here for some reason. Find your reason, find your goal, find your passion, make people smile, understand what God gave you. He gave us all special talents and gifts. And I'm like Irma Bombeck. When I die, I want to stand before the Lord and say, I found every talent and I used them every one. Now, I might not have done it so graciously as Irma Bombeck, but I'm trying. I'm really trying. So, but I don't know. This last week I was really sick again, and it wasn't fun. It was short-lived. Hallelujah. It was short-lived, but it was very, very significant pain. And as y'all know, I just have to deal with it because I'm allergic to everything. I just have to deal with it. Lidoderm patches, that's all I have. I deal with it. And those things just don't do a whole lot. I did order me some Tiger Balm, but I'm afraid I'm going to burn my butt right up. So I'll let you know how painful that is. But I ordered some. Those little green patches from Temu, those wormwood patches, they have the hiccups. They work, but if the greater the pain, the more they will burn, because the greater the pain, the more the wormwood will react. And so sometimes I can't use them. If I'm having a mild day, they work great. If I'm having a heavy, bad day, they burn. So I've learned that. But they are actually really good if you have mild mild to moderate pain are really good. And that wormwood's really, really good. Wormwood is not given its the recognition. It was like a big deal in the 1800s. It was a big deal. So, yeah, the last video I did, I was irritated. I was mad. I had been doing so great. I had done the reenactment. I did get food poisoning off the sweet tea, which was probably what started the whole catalyst. That was probably the causal relation there. And I went downhill from there. And that day, the pain that hit me that day, and the fact that I had to let somebody down after I had said, yes, I will do this, because they needed help. I was just volunteering. They needed help. It made me feel so bad, so mad, so upset, which just amplified the irritation and discomfort I was in. And a lot of y'all have been like, show us more of that. Okay, sure. A lot of the bruises and the random piebald spots I have on my body, I can't show you. YouTube would ban my channel. But just trust me when I tell you, I turn different colors. You'll see it sometimes on my face, and I'll be red. It'll be super pale right here. You know, my hands, my knuckles sometimes will be super red. I've seen them when the skin will peel right off. It's just a disorder that it's like MS, but it's just aggressive. Well, and I got this. This is what started peeling when I got sick this last time. See that? And it's peeled to a deep spot right there. And so it's been my thumb that's swelled, and my right bicep and my thumb that swelled this time. And it's like, but my legs hurt. But it was my right thumb and my bicep that swelled. And my nurse was like, that doesn't make sense. And I said, honey, 20-something years of this, it never makes sense. So that's why we need research and funding, and we need to learn more about this. It's like MS, but it's not. It's worse. It's slower in some aspects, but it attacks your organs much more quickly. It goes for the heart a lot of the times. And while it may not kill as rapidly as MS will because of the shutdown of the respiratory system and the muscles and stuff, the pain is what makes people give up. And I'm just not built that way. I'm not going to give up. And so I get mad, and I get around it. I get over it. I get mad. That's how I get through things. So I was mad, but I wanted to show you how upset I get when I cannot fulfill one volunteer day that I had planned and had been waiting for. And I love typing those stupid little recipes. I love it because you never know what a kid's going to say. I love it. That's how upset I got. And then deal with the pain. And the pain only got worse that day and the next day. And then last night it started easing off. Last night at 1 o'clock, I had a really bad bout where I got up to go to the bathroom and about fell. And David is still got his ears on. He heard me about hit the floor. Here he comes, running down the hallway. Are you okay? Yeah. Forgot I had feet. And he's like, do you need help with anything? And I'm like, no, I just need to go to the bathroom. I said, if you hear me fall, just, yell and check on me. And I got my walking canes and went to the bathroom, which is so embarrassing. But I'm still, today's been a better day. And I still will cut corners too quick and run into door jams and walls. That happens a lot anyway. I'm not going to fuss about it. But this week wasn't the best. But, I've got a lot to look forward to the next 6, 7, 8 weeks. So that will help. That will help me not focus on, because sometimes I set something up and I get so nervous about it that I will almost put myself into flare because I'm so nervous. I'm nervous I'll go into flare, so I go into flare. So when I get too busy to think about going into flare, I normally won't go into flare. So I'm hoping I'm going to be so busy, flare will not even enter my brain. That's the whole neurological component to this sucks big time. So that's how I am. Oh, shoot, no, I can't give up. I am so mean. My doctors say that, like, in the dictionary, beside the word belligerent is a picture of me. And I take that as that makes me proud. I'm honored because I am belligerent. I don't listen. I'm not going to give up. And I'm not going to let this stupid thing beat me. I have fought too hard to do what I've done with my life. and I'm going to keep going. I've got grandbabies to watch grow up, and I've got a flipping society to try to turn around. I mean, at this point, the US of A, we need to do a kiss your butt curve, a complete 180, and get back on track. And it's just going to take a lot of common sense folk to do it. And I'm trying to do a lot for North Carolina right now. I'm trying to vet a lot of people. What do you call that? And hydroponic tower growing. And hydroponics. My mouth is not forming the words. Something hydroponics tower growing. Gardening. There's that lady, she's from North Carolina. She's helping build sheds. They've gotten everybody in the area in sheds. Now they're looking at sustainability. She's great. She's got 3 or 4 things set up through various people so that they can take care of electricity, take care of plumbing, get the sheds in and get them winterized and get the people what they need. And dadgummit, I should have had her information ready, but I will do a community post. She is amazing. You want to know something? Yeah, this was a disaster. But can you see the miracles and the angels and the helpers? You know, Mr. Rogers always said, look for the helpers. Can you see the helpers? Guess what? None of them are in the dadgum government. At least Trump brought food and groceries. But not a single politician really did dog squat. You know, and so look for the helpers. Those are the people that you need to have in positions of power. Look for the helpers. Mr. Rogers was very, very right. He did not prepare me for my neighborhood. But he did prepare me to kind of look at society in a wider scope. So look for the helpers. And I'm looking for the helpers. I'm vetting them. I'm using my outreach there that I have. I've made some good friends. I've made some informative friends that are giving me information about who is putting it where and doing it right. Real Estate Mindset, great channel. On3, all capitalized, On3, great channel. And that, I should know that word because that's how they grew pot when I had to write warrants on them when I was a parole officer. Anyway, another Ponix Tower Garden. She's like a self-sustainable gardening woman. She's awesome. And she's been a real blessing for her area. And look for the helpers. They did sadly find a woman and 4 children deceased in a minivan the other day. They couldn't get out of the vehicle when the water hit and then the mudslide. So they found that. The numbers will not reflect correctly until, every piece of every person. Okay, there's no nice way to say this, okay? And so they probably demonetize me for this, but it needs to be said. Every piece of every person found has to go in its own body bag. It then has to go into one of those freezer trailers at the FEMA camps that are spread out. That's why people are not being housed. They're actually taking in the body bags and maintaining them at a cooler temperature so that they can then transport them for an autopsy and identification purposes. The amount of people the amount of people and pieces of people that they're finding, this could be a decades-long journey, especially when you think of the immigrants, the illegal aliens, the homeless, and the vagrants. We'll never know everyone. We'll never find everyone. But I have an idea that they're doing this potentially, and this is just my opinion, and you can go and research yourself and make your own opinion. I don't want you to ever take my opinion and swallow it. You should always find your own. But I have an idea that they're doing this because they want the land, and if they can slow down life insurance policies, put a question about, is this your loved one? Is this how they died? Did they have this insurance? Is this credible? They can slow down any kind of resources the family may have to maintain their land or start over, and then boom, bada bing, they're going to sell their land really cheap, and it's going to be a land grab, just like BlackRock's done. And this is how they get all these mining places and quartz and rich land. It's how we got Smoky Mountains and Cades Cove. Do your research and read about Cades Cove. It's just like, we've seen this song and dance before, and we didn't like it then. So why you doing it again? And y'all think, would you talk to a politician like that? You bet your sweet bippy. You bet your sweet bippy I would. Probably would say a whole lot more. So, anyway, that's just how I am. Now my dog's going to come bother me again. Anyway, lots of stuff coming down. Buffalo necklaces, the next thing after I get my turkey stuff done. Gnomes, wreaths, and a lot of bone jewelry. And I've got to finish Colin's weaving, but I only weave on this, like I want to send Colin the best of my weaving, and I only weave on the happiest days possible. And I'm on the last one, and I'm doing special things to it, and it's taking me some time because I'm using little string, and it takes some time. But I'm working very hard, and I've got a lot going on with my life and my health. And I've got a lot of doctor's appointments at the end of the month, and I may potentially have a thyroid surgery. So a little busy, but I'm still moving forward, and I'm still looking forward to moving forward. And I've got a lot of things to do, so I'm here. I've got to keep going. And they want the lithium. They want the quartz. The quartz silica is the big thing. Lithium's awesome, but it's going to deplete quickly. But the quartz silica is. That's what they want here. They say they study bats here, but they study the quartz in our mountains and our cave systems. They think we're stupid. We're not stupid. When I'm out ginsenging and I see stuff that is not related to bats in your vehicles, and it's related to geology and geologist study of the mineralizations of the strata of the cave system, I'm not stupid. So we would run across them all the time ginsenging because they'd be in the cave systems, and I'd be like, hey, dude, well, we're just ginsenging. So, but it's, you can only take advantage of so many things so many times. Before something really bad happens. And I hate to say that. I don't want anything really bad to happen. But I do think that the world has got to make a U-turn. He is still trying to get his treat. I'll get you another one. You lost. Listen, you shouldn't have kicked it back there. I'll get it. Hang on. They knew what they were doing when they started creating all this crap back, especially ever since World War I. They have been on a huge tangent to control the mind, the psyche, the body, the senses, the awareness, and the electricity of the human body. That meant they had to control everything that our human body drew strength from. That meant they start depleting those things that our body draws strength from. That's why water no longer has minerals in them. You have to buy them separate, and then they don't do as well because they're basically bedpan pills. They right through you. They don't like people to do tinctures or live off the land. If you sell homemade stuff, they get mad at you. If you're an Amish farmer and you're selling good beef and you have a private market group, they're going to go after you when they've got people that owe them hundreds of millions of dollars in taxes, but they're going to go after an Amish man. You know, it's just look, just sit back and look at the scope of things and see who they bug. See who they bug. And then go, wait, they could get $100 million here, but they're worried about stopping this guy from making $20,000 a year. Power and control are sicknesses, and ego is a sickness if you use it the wrong way. And we do not, sadly, have very many people in our 490-something people that control the world, our nation, that do the right thing. And maybe things are going to change. I don't know. I hope that things change, and I hope that. Honestly, I would rather see a quick and radical and harsh change so that I could see my grandbabies find a better world before I leave this one than to watch it drag out and not know if my grandbabies are going to have a good world to live in. It's just where I'm at. And I think a lot of Americans are here, and we're peaceful people, but stop moving the line. Stop changing the law. Stop finding loopholes. Stop creating loopholes. Stop making families and cousins. It's just like the monarchies. They're all related. They all come from the same little groups and cultures. And they think they're so separate from us. And I'm like, listen, we all eat shit and piss. So you're not that special. So we need to talk about that on a human level. And if you're doing really horrible things, which I think a lot of politicians are, and they get away with it, well, I got no problem with the old school rules coming back into play. Because our nation has got to grow. We've got to grow by having children. We can't lose children in a nation. We can't have children abducted by CPS because a massive natural disaster happened and you're going to hold their family responsible. Pfft. No. Anyway, we could talk about bad things all the time, but good things. My flare seems to be ending. I'm much more clear-headed. I've got some more typing to do, just a little bit, not a lot. I got some stuff to check on. I'm going to play with Oscar for a minute because he's needing attention, and then I'm going to get some stuff done. If that is that piebald deer, I will post pictures so y'all can see it. And, oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Do you know that the dogs have had those for hundreds and hundreds and thousands of years? That they were the main carrier of the. And so when they said, oh, you've got to, okay, well, my dog literally coughs 3 times when he has it, so I'm cool. But when you can tell when somebody has amplified things. And I'm sorry, but there are over 200 patents listed on public government websites for weather modification of a plethora of kinds. You should go research that. I'm telling you the truth. There's over 200 patents for weather modification. Go read it. Educate yourself. You're going to start to see the big picture, and you have to kind of go, oh, so DARPA and all these other things, what were they really created for? Well, if you really want to know, it was nothing good. Okay. It was basically, in my opinion, to see how far they could push the human mind and psyche before it would just completely internally collapse. Check out. How far can we push? And if we find people that can go farther, how do we genetically keep them around so we create these people that can go farther and be our military, but keep the people that can't go as far as our workers, because it's about power. And it's just like, listen, I was working on genetics and horses and cattle when I was 17. Well, and sheep when I was 12, 14, 17, 19. I was working in massive horse barns at 17 and 19. I was pulling hair plugs and swabbing the horse's gums and getting blood samples to send in so that they could see if it was hetero or homozygous and pick a mare out of a database so they could guarantee they could get a certain type color of an animal, of a foal. And my little brain goes, if they can do this to the cows and horses, what are they doing to people? That was the first time I think in my life I went, oh crap. Okay. Because I went through like a studying Revelation every year because my dad was a big, we're studying Revelation every year in church. But that was the first time on my own I had a really, oh crap moment. And ever since then, I have been quite the questionable little leery person. So, and everybody has a moment that they remember where they become that person. That was mine. That was mine. And I was pulling those horses' hair and I was swabbing their little gums and I'd poke them in their neck and draw blood. And they'd be like, what the heck are you doing? And I was like, well, they want to make sure that they can get a Tobiano or a Sabino, or a blue-eyed or a tricolor paint. They want to, and it was just like, sorry, dude, it's what I got to do, but it was that easy. It was that easy. And I thought, wow. So that was my wake-up call. Oh, Andy, Heidi, you found my channel. I'm glad you found my channel. You're part of the family now. I'm having one of them funny nights where I'm talking about like really horrible things, but then I have like really funny things to talk about. We got a lot of good stuff coming up though. I'm gonna have to shut up. We're making gnomes. We're making buffalo tooth necklaces because that's important to me and my ancestry. Thank you, Curtis, for my buffalo teeth. They're gorgeous. Curtis is my friend out toward Oklahoma. He is a little mixture of everything. Navajo Sioux. He's a conglomerate. I love him to death. His hands are getting very old, but he blessed me with some of the most beautiful buffalo teeth. We're going to be doing some tooth and bone jewelry. We're going to be looking at whatever came in from Sleepy Hollow. Is it Sleepy Hollow? Sleepy Creek. Because I believe it is a piebald deer that was harvested in the unit over that I used to be IPO of that jail that the captain's brother harvested the animal and wanted David to do it. David fleshed it perfectly and then changed jobs, so he sent it off to get it done pristine because a piebald deer is just a rarity and you just want it perfect. We're going to be doing a lot of fur work with our gnomes. We're going to maybe do another rattle because I've got a huge horn. I say these things and I'm like, I shouldn't have said that. I had it just a minute ago. Where to put it? I found it. Hang on. Okay. So we're going to be, I've already started drilling, knocking out the hole right here. We're going to be patching that. We're going to be turning this into a big rattle. I had one of these suckers knocked me down one time at the International Livestock Expo in Louisville, Tennessee, and he knocked me about 6 foot back on my hind end. I was taking a picture, and you know when you take a picture, you forget you're really there. I do that. Does anybody else do that? Knocked the far. I had the indent of the disposable camera in my forehead, and I said, I hope you go to slaughter. That's what I told you. I was like, you made me mad, bud. If you wasn't already sold, I'd have made you a wether. And if you don't know what a wether is, a wether don't know if they're a boy or a girl because you take them off. So yeah, I showed at the North American International Livestock Expo. I actually aged out. That's how many years I was there because I had such good stock in sheep. My Suffolks and my Jacobs and my Southdowns, my Market Lambs, they were just good. But I hated that drive. God, that was a horrible drive. But it was a fun event. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of dead stuff. That sounds so bad. Dead stuff. A lot of dead stuff. There's going to be a lot of bone work, a lot of native art, a lot of I've got this, how I'm going to use it, a lot of, oh shucks, that's cute, let's stack that together. And we're just going to be doing a lot of whatever sparks me that day, whatever talks to me. I've got some stuff laid out going, what do you want to be? It has to talk to me. I know I'm weird, just roll with it. But if I have something very special, I want it to become something very special. So I really work with my stuff. And if I don't know what it wants to be, I leave it alone. Case in point, I made a fox squirrel on a dream catcher, and I was like, I'm not happy with that. And it hung in my house for like a year and a half. And finally, I got a bag of fur from my North Dakota, South Dakota hunter friends or trapper friends. And it was just like their leftover, like pieces like as big as your hand. And I took and sewed and glued those all together. It looked like one of those llama rugs. Oh, you couldn't even see the dream catcher anymore. But then I put feathered ankles on it and a hanger. First I put it out, first 30 minutes, this man came up and he said, I have got to have that. And I went, well, that's why I did it. Y'all know when I said I should have been doing something besides weaving a Cody dream catcher back in the spring, in the summer, right before the pumpkin festival. The woman, as soon as we set up, came over and she goes, I've got to have that. How much is that? And I told her, she's like, sold. And I was like, can I ask you why? Because I always ask why. And she's like, because 2 weeks ago I had a little baby boy and I named him Cody. Well, I guess that's why I weaved it, because I weaved it about 2 weeks ago and I was wondering why in the crap I was weaving a coyote face dream catcher. So it all works out. So for anybody that needs to reach out to me, you can always reach out to me at watersworkload@gmail.com. I am very slow to answer. It's not me being mean. It's just I am so overwhelmed with doctor visits and everything I do. Or you can go to the community page or leave a comment. It will get to me. Know that my husband, Trapper Dave Waters, is going to be starting his channel up in the next couple of days. Don't you fall off my table. He's going to be starting his channel up in the next couple of days because he is scouting and fixing to start trapping season. I don't ever see him anymore, so trapping season, he's never home, so If he'll let me, I will go with him a little while and try to video so Ians can see more than just what he goes. I'm gonna swear he needs merch that says "but anyway" because all he says is "but anyway, but anyway." I swear he needs merch that says "but anyway." But anyway, I'm gonna try to go with him as much as possible if my body will let me. It is a rather hard rock crawl to some of the areas, and the side by side is not the friendliest for my body. So I have to pick my days. Plus, I have to go armed and loaded because there are so many bear back there. So I have to go on a really good day where I feel like I can take care of myself because he'll just leave me sitting, waiting on him while I gotta go check these 4 slides up this riverbank. You just sit here, okay? Okay. So I'm there for a half hour. So I have to be armed. So I'm like, I have to have good days when I go with him. But I am also going to try, unless I have thyroid surgery, I'm going to try to do the rifle bear hunt in December because that sow has weaned them cubs. I now know that from trail cameras. So the sow that charged me in archery season has weaned her babies, which means she fair game. She's not got them on her anymore. She's pushed them off. She's found a big boy she wants to den up with and make some babies with. So I'm like, I got your number, sister. You ran at me. I got you. So that's what we're going to be doing. That's my hope. That's my hope for December. I just hope I get through December. I've got a lot going on. Got to be down on the farm quite a bit. Got a lot of doctor's appointments. Mom helps me a lot with those. Going to be doing some crafting and stuff down there. So you'll be seeing Mom and Dad quite a bit as well. A lot going on. It gets busy around here. And let's just pray that I stay as healthy as possible and I don't go down like I did last week because that really scared the absolute crap out of me because I had not had my body turn into a potato in probably 3 years. Not that, like, arms, legs, nothing wanted to work correctly, and it really freaked me out, as I'm sure y'all could tell. Yeah. It didn't get as bad as the last time, but I was afraid it was going there, and that's what was really tormenting me. So we'll just try to not do that again. And we're going to have to get through all this crap in my kitchen. But I will say tomorrow, no matter what I do tomorrow, Temu haul, because I've got like 3 or 4 bags over there. Tomorrow we do a Temu haul because it's got crap in it. I need to finish the crap that's piled everywhere in my little corner of the kitchen. And David's making a beaver hoop. Might show you part of that. He's fleshing and he's skinning a fleshing bear that were brought to him during archery season to be fleshed because he fleshes so good. He'll flesh for people and then they'll send him off and get them done and he saves them a few $100. The lady, we do have the approval from TWRA. The fatter bears that have the fat on them, we cut the fat off, put it in a bucket, and there's a lady that makes soap. She's requested the bear fat. TWRA said, okay, that's all you can give her. We can't give her because black bear, you can't give anything else. But the bear fat is okay because it can become tallow and it can be used in soap and it's not black market. So he's going to be keeping the fat for the lady to make bear soap. So that's exciting. She's never made bear soap. We had another lady a couple years ago do some. This lady is going to be her first time doing it. She's excited. She was like going to try to pay us for it. And we were like, no, really, we just cut it off, put it in a bucket, and you can come pick it up. I'm sure I overlook so many ways to make money, but honestly, it's bear fat and you're going to have to do a lot of work. Just come get it. It's just come get it. So the TWRA and our game warden is very sweet to allow us to let her do that. And they actually really encourage people to use the resources to do that. But with black bear, that's about all you can do. Plus, we have to pull those teeth out and send them into the state. So whatever David has his taxidermist license, whatever guy does the fleshing, and they have to take that teeth out and send it into the state so they can do all their biological testing. So it's a big deal. Growing up this way, you just learn a lot. It's funny because now since I've lost all my muscle and I'm domesticated, it's irritating because I don't fit into conversations anymore. Because used to, I would walk up. I was a big burly woman, and I walk up and I'd grab my overalls and I just fit into any conversation and I was welcome. And now I have to earn the right to be in the conversation. I have to like one up all the men. And it's frustrating. It's very frustrating. But I will say that the last year, as my health has done better, I'm getting a lot better. My zings are getting really good. Like my zingers, epic. Every once in a while, you'll catch one on here, epic. So the next time I do one and it's not horribly mean, I will write it down so I can tell you about it, because I love to zing people, especially men that think they're so smart. It makes me so mad sometimes. Okay, so welcome to Andy, our newest family member. I can talk, and we do a little bit of everything. If you're married and your wife catches you watching this, because I have some guys that watch me, tell your wife, don't worry, I'm married, I'm boring, I'm old, I'm disabled, and I like fur and dead stuff, and I'm interesting, but I just don't understand. Most women are like, well, she's just looking for a sugar daddy. No, I've been married 22 years. I barely can tolerate him. No, no, no. Unless there's a sugar daddy that has a clause where he doesn't want any sugar, then that's a possibility, But no, I'm just like, I'm not built that way. Just not built that way. I made a covenant to God to love that man, and we're struggling, but I still love him, but we're struggling. But I'm not built that way. But this is a channel where you're going to learn a lot. You're going to see a lot of nature. You might get grossed out a couple of times. And you're going to see a lot of native stuff. So welcome to the family. You're officially adopted. You're an honorary, what, I guess you could call you honorary, I can't talk. I'm still having some flare issues. Honorary hillbilly. And to fulfill your honorary hillbilly degree, you now have to go to the Odyssey platform, ODYSEE, and search for Synergy, PSINERGY. It'll come up, be a green avatar, and you must learn about the wonderful Sabrina Wallace, the smartest person I know. She's weird. You have to get used to her. I say that in love because she's my heifer. I love her. I love you, heifer. But she's super smart. Family grew up in like the black side of the government. She knows a lot about the testing and a lot of the crap that's going on. You will learn a lot about the world, and I'm sure this video is going to make absolutely no money because of everything I said, but it's more important that y'all learn that. But do please keep hitting the thumbs up, thumbs down, leave me comments. I don't care if you just say, hey. It does help that they know I'm here and people are interested. I have had very little online this week, and but in like the 5 days, 4 or 5 days of actually have content, it only went up like $7. But if I can, get some more AdSense, or maybe, I don't know, get some sponsorships or something, which, this is all going to take time. Maybe things will get better. I don't expect to make a lot of money. I expect to pay a water bill. Okay. Let's just be real. I ain't going to be rich. I was born into the wrong side of the railroad tracks. My dear grandpa was an engineer, so that makes fun. That was funny. But to pay a water bill, that would be great, because we're sending a lot of money to North Carolina to feed the people that are still displaced. So anything that comes through, it will go to a bill so that we can send more money to North Carolina. And that's just kind of the way we're built right now. I know exactly how poor I am. I can't start over. And if something like that happened here, it would take the whole community as well. And ain't no shame in helping your neighbor. And I hope that if something happened like that, they would have the same response, which I'm sure they would. And of course, my brother was right smack in the middle of it. I'm going to low jack him. He worries me. Okay, that's all for tonight. Y'all have a great night. And tomorrow we'll do something. I've got to get to the Temu. And then crafting begins full force. I've got to fit a grocery run in. I would rather take a beating than go to town. But I got to fit a grocery run in. But we got a Temu haul because I got craft stuff in there I need. And baby Christmas stuff. My twin grandbabies, it's so much fun to shop for them. And then we start crafting full force. And some of it's going to be, if you're not into hearing bones and skulls and fur, and it's okay. But I will be also doing some other normal crafts and some decoupaging and other stuff like that. So don't freak out. We're going to have a mishmash that's going to suit everybody. And if you don't like me, would I recommend Crafty Cathy, Canterbury Cottage, Air Shabby Cottage. Oh gosh, there's so many now. I'm drawing a blank. There's so many that I love. But those, like, I go to them all the time. So it's okay if you don't like everything I do, because I don't like everything I do. Sometimes I sit back and I go, where in the crap did that come from? But next week, we're going to see what comes out of my brain and out of my fingers. So we're going to have fun. Oscar says he must go to the bathroom. Listen to this, okay? He speaks English. Listen. Okay, so I'll see you next time, everybody. Bye. Here he comes. He speaks English. He knows when I sign off. And he's like, that's when I get another treat. That's when I can bother her. That's when we play. My dog speaks English. You done told on yourself. I caught you. He's standing over there going, it's not funny. You know I know what you're saying. We'll give Oscar a little bit of a shining role here around Christmas time. Y'all know Oscar loves Christmas. So we'll have Oscar set up for a Christmas starring role around that time. So I'll see you soon. And we may have a special guest coming on here to speak to us in the next few weeks. I'm trying to work out the time frame and making sure we both have good internet, because we're in podunk. Got a lot going on. It's going to be fun. Going to learn a lot. It's going to be a ride. Hang with me. We'll have a good time. Okay, now I'm going to push the button. He's going to freak out. So y'all have a good night. Bye, everybody. Don't stare at me like that. He is such a mean dog. 18 pounds of hateful.